So I'll leave it up to Chris. He dragged us up here, so we'll see if he drags us back down to 95, because that's where everybody else is going to go. But you never know. They may turn around and find us up here. Go ahead, Chris, KI6CSA, WA6JKN.
All right, yeah, okay, Kevin. You're looking at the waterfall, and I guess you can see the action below us. Yeah, why don't you take us down there, because you're obviously going to be right on frequency with the icon. Why don't you take us down there, and Paul and I will follow you down, and we'll tune you in there, okay?
Yeah, okay, let me check to see if the frequency's busy. Well, I'll just go down there now. Here we go. I'm going down. Is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? This is WA6JKN on 3895. Yeah, no one responded, so there you go. WA6 Juliet Kilowatt November on 3895.
Yep, I'm here.
What about you, Chris?
Yep, I followed you down. As you were talking, it was kind of cool. I was following you down with the old Kenwood. So yeah, and Paul, you're moving in here. She's on one of my favorite rigs. When you get on with that Cosmophone, Paul, you know that the audio on that thing is just amazing.
Yeah, it's a great rig. I've had it for a few years now, and Mark and UTXX put his mark on it. Remember, he still finished up restoring it, and the thing just works beautiful. I love it. It's a great rig, and it's like using a modern rig back then. I think this is 1955 or something. Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger. Here's a rig that both you guys probably remember. So, what is it, yesterday? No, the day before yesterday. Tuesday. I'm going through all my radios and throwing away carcasses and just kind of cleaning up. And I pulled down my Central Electronic 10 Bravo. I have a 10 Alpha, but it's just a 10 Bravo. And I don't think I ever powered this thing up, so I hooked it up to my Variac with my amp meter and brought it up slowly to the Variac. And, trying to reform the caps, but they're all original. I can see that. Anyways, after I talked to George, I just remembered you need a special for the multiplier for that. For the regular crystal, and didn't work. I couldn't get any out of it. So, but anyways, it powered up. It was on for about 15 to 20 minutes, and I finally brought it up to about 115 volts or whatever. And it sat there, and I don't know, the TV barometer was looking good. And I was just hanging out, just letting it sit there and idle. And all of a sudden, I hear a hissing, right? A hissing sound. And I looked over, and smoke was going by. The can capacitor let loose. And boy, it was hotter than a bandit pistol. You couldn't find anything on that thing, so I shut everything off and put some tape across the top and rose, powered up, smashed the can cap. So next time I pull it out, I'll know what to change and work on. I'll probably put some capacitors underneath the can just so it looks more, so it looks factory. Just kind of tuck them underneath there. So, anyways, yeah, that was Central Electronics' first shot at the sideband, the 10 Bravo. Well, that was the second one. The first one was the 10A, but the 10B, their 10A and 10B physically look the same. But yeah, I never think I ever powered that thing up. So, anyways, let me hand it to you, Kevin. Drag your feet, see if anybody else wants to get on the earlies. And maybe Charles will be in there. WA6JKN up there in Gilroy, KI6CSA.
KW1NG is here.
Yeah, there's 10. KW1NG. Yeah, very good, Chris. Yeah, it sounds like you brought up the rig way too fast with your Variac. Yeah, look up a proper or I don't know what you would call it, bringing up old equipment, specifically reforming the capacitor, because that's the first thing that's going to go. It's going to start drawing lots of current if you hit it too hard, too fast. You got to start off real small increments. And I think you got to put a ammeter right there in series with the B plus, and not let the thing go above. I think it's like 100 milliamps or something like that. And you hold it there. You measure the temperature of the capacitor and so on and so forth. Yeah, so I don't remember the exact steps, but it's well documented on the internet. If you brought it up and then brought it up to 115 volts. Yeah, I would expect that CAN capacitor to talk back to you. Yeah, you were killing it. It was screaming. Ouch! That hurts. Yeah. Yeah, reforming capacitors, electrolytic capacitors. You kind of follow that procedure as you're bringing up the voltage, and I do believe you got to put an ammeter. Current meter in series with the B plus, so you can see how much current the capacitor is drawing. Yeah. Just put it right between the rectifier and the capacitor, and you'll see how much it's leaking. Because the more it leaks, the more it draws current. The more current, the more heat. The more heat, the thing goes into a catastrophic failure mode. Yeah. But anyway, maybe you already knew that. I don't know. All right, let's get it over to Ken there. It's KW1NG. Then turn it over to K2LMQ. And then Paul can send it back over to Chris, unless there's others that want to jump in here as part of the early. KW6G Can. Take it away, Ken.
BZY.
KF7 Tango Yankee.
Alright, whoever's taking the list, we got Paul, N6BZY, K2LMQ's already in there, Tapio, KF7TY, and Roger, W6CVA, all checked in. So I won't hold it very long. I'm on the Tier 4 CW tonight on the Delta Loop, running about 200 watts DEP output. And it's a very fine and very cool evening. Looks like we're getting rain soon. So I will turn it on to Paul, K2LMQ. And then you got Paul, the other Paul, N6BZY, and Tapio, KF7TY. And then you got Roger, W6CVA, KW1NG.
Charles is in there.
All right.
It is KW6G.
Yeah, that's about what it is, 1.2 and a half, somewhere in there.
Is that Chris, KI6TSA?
Roger.
That's better. I didn't have a push switch on the microphone. KW1NG and the gang, K2LMQ. Okay, welcome to everybody, and Roger and Ken and everybody else joining in. Tapio, you're sounding good down here tonight also. So hopefully we'll have a good night of it here. I'm on the Cosmophone. Cosmophone 35. I'm driving the SP220 at about 300 watts into the inverted V at 75 feet. And everybody's coming in here good. And let's see, Chris mentioned the 10A and the 10B. Yeah, I have a 10 something or other put away. And I had on the air about 5 years ago the, what was the name of it? Something phone. I can't think of the name of it now. I'll get it later. But it came out at the same time as the Central Electronics. And I had that with the BC459 VFO ran very good, then I didn't run it for a few years, and I turned it on, and the power output was minimal. So I did what the rest of us do, put it away, and I started using something else. So, but those are great rigs, and you give me the push here to try and follow up and get mine on the air and see what's running. Okay, I shall turn it to Paul. And the other Paul, N6BZY, go ahead, K2LMQ.
Okay, well, I think we had a double there for going for a while. Did you guys want to finish up on the list?
This KW6G, does anybody have a list? I don't.
Well, I'm starting to give it. I guess I double with Paul. Yes, you did. Okay, you ready for it, Charles, or? Ken, why don't you give Charles the list, because he's probably not going to be very good there, or?
I don't actually have it. Why don't you spit it out, and we'll make sure Charles gets it.
All right, well, so we, and then Kevin, W6GKN, then Paul, K2LMQ, and then you, and then another Paul, BZY, Capio, Roger, and that's it so far.
Okay, Charles, are you ready for the list?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, it's Chris, KI6CSA, leading it off. Kevin, WA6JKN, Kevin. Paul, K2LMQ, Paul. Myself, KW1NG, Ken. Paul, the other Paul, N6BZY. Then you have Tapio, KF7TY, and then Roger, W6CVA. That's the list as it is known at this time, KW1NG.
KW1NG, KW6G. Can you give me Roger's call phonetically, please?
Whiskey 6, Charlie, Victor Alpha.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, I have the list as follows. KI6CSA, Chris. WA6JKN, Kevin. K2LMQ, Paul. Ken, KW1NG. And then the other Paul, M6BZY. And then Tapio, KC7. KC7TY, I'm not sure if that's right. KF7TY, pardon me, can't read my own way. KF7TY, Tapio in Washington, and then Roger, W6CVA. Anyone else wants to check into the Drake West Coast net? This is KW6G, net control. Come now, please.
I turn it over to who? JKN?
You should see the list I keep in front of me.
Yeah, I got WA6JKN, top.
Then you give it to Paul, LMQ.
Thank you.
Hey, Charles, W6YUC, copy?
I copy George, W6YUC. Can put you at the end, okay?
And KN6IYC.
KN6IYC. Good evening, Larry. Got you. Anyone else? Anyone else for the Drake West Coast net? This is KW6G. Have any relays? Okay, in the interest of clarity here, I'll read the list as I have it once again, so everyone knows kind of where they're at. And if there's a problem, just let me know. This is Charles, KW6G, your net control this evening for the Drake West Coast net. This net meets every Thursday evening. about 7 o'clock these days for an hour or so of information exchange based on Drake radios, but you don't have to be running Drake radios to check into this net. Just have an interest in joining in the conversation. That's all we ask. We develop a roll call or an order of discussion roundtable, that is, based on a first-come, first-served basis. That's how we do it. Every week we develop a new one. So if you want to get in here, just say break, and we'll put you in at the end of the list. I'm not running Drake equipment this evening because I got noise problems up here. I'm in Clayton, California, about 30 miles east of San Francisco, and I've got noise problems about S9 this evening. I don't know why. I'm trying to tune it out with my noise canceller, but it's not being it's being effective, but it's not being real effective. Let's put it that way. Probably because it rained all day. There's probably a lot of static electricity in the air and that kind of thing. I'm imagining that's what's going on. We're running an ICOM IC7610, driving a Elecraft KPA 500 linear to about 350 watts to an end-fed half wave up about 25 feet. So that's the rig here we're running this evening. We also we're hooked into the KFS SDR, so I'm able to copy just everybody pretty well on that, and so there are not going to be any surprises. Let's put it that way. Hopefully, if I can get this thing, the computer and the radio coordinated. Let's put it that way. Anyway, the list is as follows for this evening. First off, we're going to start off with Chris, KI6CSA in San Diego, then over to Kevin, W86JKM in Gilroy, and then from Kevin over to Paul, K2LMQ in Kingman, and then Paul over to Ken, KW1LG in Alpine, and then Ken over to the other Paul, N6BZY, and then from N6BZY, Paul will pass it up to Tapio, KF7TY up in Ellensburg, Washington, and then Tapio pass it back over to Roger, W6ZBA, and then Roger pass it over to George, W6YEC, and then George pass it to Larry, KN6IYC, and then Larry back to me at the end, and we'll pick up anyone else who wants to break in and put them at the end of the list behind Larry. So go ahead, Chris, KI6CSA in the group, KW6G, it's your turn.
Nancy 6, Whiskey Hotel Kilo.
Okay, we got you, Phil, N6WHK. Put you after Larry, okay?
I heard the roll call.
Okay, sir. Go ahead, Chris.
All right, KW6G, KI6CSA. Good evening, everybody on the Drake net. This is KI6CSA located in Bay Barn. We're running our TS520 Delta with a Turner microphone, and we're using like a little clear speech, like a DSP filter on the speaker. It's working really good. It takes a lot of the noise out, a lot of the hash and trash out, so I just hear you guys. It works pretty good. We got a little bit of drizzle here, but nothing major. So it's real quiet over here. I don't have any. When it rains, everything sounds good. Conditions get better when the soil's wet down here. Just the opposite of you, I guess, there, Charles. So everybody's sounding good. I'm hearing everybody great. Great conditions tonight. I hope it holds up. So let's see. Let me hand it over to Kevin and hear what he's got to say from Gilroy. Sounding good down here, Kevin. W86JKN, KI6CSA.
Oh, yeah, and you can't forget Indian 2.0. They used to be here at one time. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, Easy Rider. No, I can't remember his name, but he used to go over to one of the restaurants here many years ago. Oh, golly, it would have been a long time ago. Yeah, my oldest daughter was working over there at the restaurant, and I recognized him right away. Yeah, made sure he got that extra special good service with hot meals, and made sure his alcohol drinks were always full and all that stuff. Yeah, he was certainly a VIP in our small town. The only other one that we would have here in town would be Oh, what was that guy's name? John Travolta. His parents lived here. Yeah, they lived up there in Mount Madonna, not too far from me. Probably about a 3-4 minute drive. He used to fly into, well, he actually got his pilot's license here from one of the local pilots. And at San Martin Airport is where he flew in and out of. And when he got his, I guess his, I don't know if it was a commercial license or what, but he got a bigger plane. I forget what it was. But he used to fly one of the biggest planes that would land right there at San Martin Airport. And he had a red, I think it was a red Mercedes convertible that he had parked in the hangar where he kept his, where he parked his plane, but that's where he kept his car. So he would he'd swap the plane for his convertible Mercedes, and then he would drive. You'd see him drive up and down the streets here, and he had a favorite pizza place, Pinocchio's Pizza Parlor. They had two of them at both ends of town, and he was good friends with the owner. And he'd come in and get pizza and stuff like that. So John Travolta, I never met him. I've seen him, but I've never met him. And let's see, who else lived here in town? Bruce Willis's wife and kids lived here, and just actually probably about a mile and a half from me. I guess they wanted to get away from all the problems associated with being movie stars and whatnot. And so they bought a nice home here in a gated community, which is about a mile and a half from me. So he would be here visiting from time to time. And there were others too, but I can't seem to remember who they all are now. Yeah, I didn't know that Gilroy would turn out to be like a bedroom community for some people that wanted peace and quiet and knew that the people in town wouldn't bother them. That was kind of the rule here, is if you saw them at the grocery store, you didn't run up to them and say, give me an autograph. You just kind of left them alone, you know. Especially if he's here helping his parents who are getting up there in age. All right, enough of that. All is well here. Radios are all working fine, and enjoyed my QSO with Phil this morning on 40 meter AM. Band was like really wide open. It was really nice. So let's keep it moving here. We got a big crowd. Paul, get ready. I'm getting ready to send it over to you, Paul. K2LMQ. KW6JKN.
Acknowledging K2RP. Go ahead.
Okay, just coming in to say hello. Just get my KWF2 on the air and want to see if it sounds okay.
Sounds so hot that you're straight to us, guy.
Ron, you were okay, I think, but Paul, you're way off now. You're high.
Okay, go ahead and make a transmission, Paul. It's your turn to burn.
There's something going on with his rig. He's really high in frequency. I probably am now too. No, you're right. You're pretty close. K2LMQ, you're just a little bit high in frequency. Come down a little bit.
I think he's got some kind of problem.
Am I okay now?
You're closer, just a little bit high.
Okay, I'll adjust it. Thanks. Am I okay now?
Now you're low, Paul. A little bit low.
Hey, Paul, can you tune me in there? I think I'm close to frequency 1212. Can you tune me in there, Paul? K2LMQ, KI6CSA?
KW1NG, K2LMQ.
Yeah, Paul, this is Kevin. You're still high, or low, I should say, and your power dropped way off. You're down in the noise level.
Hello. How is that now? Go ahead.
Okay, I got you tuned in using my RIT, so I'm not having a problem copying you at all. Go ahead and make a transmission.
This is K2LMQ. Kilowatt 2. Lima Mike Queen. You copying now?
Yeah, I'm copying you just fine. Just make your transmission.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good evening to the newer gents that just came on. Nice night here, nice crowd. Everything's good. I'm on the Cosmophone 35 and the SB220. Yep, running about 300 watts peak, and the inverted V at 75 feet. Copying everybody good, and we have a nice crowd here. So go ahead, and Kevin, that was interesting. Those were interesting stories about your neighbors there. So Ken, KW1NG, K2LMQ.
Okay, Paul. Well, you got it pretty close now. So just slightly low in frequency, I think. Well, very good. I'm on the TR4CW tonight, running barefoot out to the full wave Delta loop, about 200 watts peak out, something like that. All tuned up and working pretty. So everybody sounds good tonight. Got a good group going. So let's just pass it on down. Let's see. Goes to Paul, the other Paul, N6BZY. I'm between two poles. KW1NG.
Okay, KW1NG and the group with net control KW6G, interesting, and 6BZY, Paul and Lemon Grove, just east of San Diego and just east of George. We're running the Drake TR4 tonight through a Swan 1200X amplifier at about 400 watts. And an inverted V at 35 feet. So that's what we're doing here, and everybody's coming in quite well. Conditions are pretty good tonight. I have 432 on, so not hearing anything coming in tonight, so apparently conditions are not that great on 432. Anyway, not much else here today. Just kind of a routine day, so I'll just keep it moving up to Tapio, I believe it is. KF6TY, I hope I have that right, and 6BZY.
Real fine there, Paul. Fantastic signal. Stand 6, Bravo Zulu, Yankee, and Lemon Grove. Your TR4 and your Swan are doing a wonderful job up here into Ellensburg, Washington, Central Washington here.
And, yeah, nice audio. Pretty much hearing everybody. Nice to hear everybody up here in Ellensburg. Yeah, the call's KF7TY. Tapio up here. Thanks, Charles, for taking the net tonight. Good signal from Clayton. And, yeah, no, nice to hear everybody. Kevin, you got a booming signal up here. And let's see, who else I heard in there? I heard everybody all the way down to WHK at the last check-in there. So, yeah, no, nice to hear the drink net. TR4CW here, tied together with the RV4C. And got the L4B MN2000. And, it's out in a hand mic tonight. So, up to the wire antenna. A lot of snow this week, on and off, snow, cold. And the snow is actually kind of staying south of us into Oregon and Northern California. So we're just getting like a powdered sugar dusting up here. Low 20s is the temperature here. And maybe supposed to get down into single digits next week. Did a little antenna work this week, earlier this week. It was had a vertical antenna, one of my backup butternut verticals that needed some work. I did that. That's really about the only radio work I've been doing. I need to start on a few projects inside, but just been rag chewing, having some fun. And no, that's about it. Nice to hear everybody. Paul, heard you on the Cosmophone there, the 35. And finally got that dialed in there. That's cool. Don't hear very many of those. So anyway, and Kevin, that's cool. You got some celebrities around the neighborhood. And it's always...
KW6GW.
I guess it's good. I don't know. They're just people like you and I. So who knows? They might be amateur radio operators also. But like some of them are. But anyway, we're going to send it down to Roger, W6CVA KF7TY. Take it away, sir.
W6CAW, Craig, I heard you. You'll follow Phil at 6WHK.
Roger that.
Roger, you're up.
All right, thank you very much, Roger. Anyway, Bill, I'm not really a Collins operator, but I guess, I'm sorry, a Drake operator. Boy, I guess when I get older, I just can't think straight. Anyway, I'm running a Collins instead of a Drake, but what the heck, it's about the same error. With the same technology. So anyway, I'm just here playing radio, trying to pass the word to everybody that the Yuma Ham Fest is coming up in about 10 more days, and we're always looking for volunteers. That seemed to be the pivot point for all the clubs and nets in San Diego County to get people, hopefully, to help out with the volunteering. It's a big undertaking. It's like a grand opening of the Yuma Ham Fest. And I'm taking the big truck and trailer out there, spend 3 days, maybe 4 days out there and come back home. So anyway, I hope people come out to the Yuma Ham Fest and enjoy the grand opening and the refurbishing of the Yuma Ham Fest. There's a lot of vendors going to be showing up and a lot of people. I've been in contact with the Yuma director, and it's a big undertaking, and it's definitely help out with volunteers. So hopefully we'll get some volunteers from the group here. If not, wish you well. Anyway, Roger and Collins, Whiskey taking Charlie Big Alpha, and I'm not too sure who next. I think it's Phil, WHK, I believe. Anyway, W6GV.
I don't have the list. Am I next up? And 6WHK? Now it goes to George next, and then it goes to me, then you. Thank you.
It's my turn, right, Larry?
Yeah, you're up, George. Then pass it to me.
Yes, I got it. That's how I have the list. Okay. Hello, everybody. Big crowd tonight. Our net control must have been on the telephone, getting guys going. Get on the good now. Everybody's sounding good down here. Big signal. Where did I start here? Charles, you're 20 over 9. Chris, you were 20 over 9. And Kevin was about 20 over 9. I think Paul was 20 over 9. And Ken might have been 30 over 9. And Paul, of course, my neighbor, is 45 over. So everybody sounded good. Kathy, oh, you've got a big signal down here too. Nice. Okay, and all the snow up there. And looks like things are working well. Boy, I haven't heard that vertical name for a long time. So, wonder if you got radios buried underground, or how you got that thing hooked up. Sounds good. You're doing well. I don't know if you're on the vertical tonight, but nice signal, that's for sure. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Well, it's a good day today, and did quite a bit of work, paperwork, trying to get ready for taxes and all that, and the board meeting I have tomorrow with the corporation, nonprofit corporation. So we'll finish up some things in the morning, and also still trying to get my car ready to go get cleared on smog. It failed the smog test because I had a rodent issue with the wiring, and that kicked the computer in, say check engine, and it spoiled the programming inside the computer there. So we're trying to get that reset and be able to pass the smog. So I decided to go for a drive this afternoon and drove up to Alpine and visited with Ken, and got to see the layout of his land there with his laboratory where he works, and his amateur radio station, and his antenna system. Got to meet Catherine, and that was a joy, and got to meet his son Adam. So I don't know why I thought he was further east, but he's on the west end of Alpine, and that was fun. So we broke bread together, picked up some sandwiches at Jersey Mike's, and they cut them into fours, 2 big sandwiches, and so Ken and I sat there at the table and had a sandwich, and he gave one to his wife, his half to his wife, and I took a half home for my wife. So everybody was satisfied. That was a lot of fun. Thanks for your hospitality there, my friend Ken. All right, let's see, and talked to Phil today, and I guess he got his 40-meter antenna up in the air, but we got to go over and do some trim work on it, more add a little bit to it to get it resonant right where it should be, and but it did cut his noise down on 40, so maybe he'll be able to get on there in the morning more often. The way the day went, I didn't have a chance to even turn on the ham gear in the morning to check AM and the AM. Hello to Jeff if he's listening out there in Vietnam, KK6IRZ. Give him honorable mention here tonight. We're running the ICOM ourselves. We decided to stay in the house instead of going out in the water. It's not raining very hard, I don't think, but I'd have to take my scooter down there to the radio room, so I decided to just come here in the bedroom where I have my computer set up and the software for the equipment down there in the shack. So we're running the 7300 tonight with the KPA 500, just like our net control station, and the Alacraft antenna tuner, and our full wave loop. SWR is perfect, 1.2, and 4-to-1 on the coax outside the rig, and then going to the homemade feed line up to the antenna on a Frankenstein switch. So we switch between this setup here and with the Frankenstein switch and all the vintage here. if I was down at the shack, I'd be running the drains. And I'd have a switch in the other direction, and we'd be running through a heat kit tuner. And so that's the story. The microphone is a USB mic that we use for everything else, with Zoom and activity on the internet when we need to speak. Okay, so we're looking for rain tonight and tomorrow, I believe. And the plan at the moment is that Phil and Paul and I were going to go together out to Yuma. And so Roger, I guess we'll see out there. I've got another ham supposed to be coming over and picking up an amplifier here and maybe have it out there. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that's been a long time in terms of going to Yuma. And just pictured in my thoughts the last time I was out there and how the layout of the land is there in Yuma at the park fairground, I think it is. Okay, enough of me talking. Let's get it to get it to Larry, see how Larry's doing over there in Crest. KN6IYC. Take it away, my friend, W6YEC.
All right, Skip, we got you, K6LGL. You'll follow W6CAW after Phil heads off. Oh, thank you, George. W6YEC, KN6IYC. And Charles, thanks for running the net tonight. KW6G, always good to hear you. In fact, everyone has wonderful signals tonight. Full, great copies. I can't give you really groovy signal reports because the TR4s I have lies about that. In a bad way. Everyone's 40 over or something. It's just, I'm going to have to do some adjustments on that. But, yeah, tonight it's the TR4. Listening to everybody on the MS-4 speaker that's got the AC3 power supply in the back of it. Running the Drake L4B. And it looks about, I don't know, 750 or so on peak. And I'm watching that happen on the Swan watt meter. Speaking into just a regular D104 microphone, nothing special about it, not amplified or modified in any way. Inverted feed about 25 feet. It's a 1-to-1 current balance with 59 foot 3 inches of wire on each side. And that's the antenna that I'm using. And it may not be aligned for my best direction, but it seems to work out a-okay. Let's see, after the morning group this morning, we went down, both Debbie and I went down to Shadow Mountain where we did our service down there. I was with we have the food program where we hand out food to the needy, and today's the day we prepare all the boxes, so that all will go out tomorrow. Came back, took a little nap. It was kind of snuggly up in the house. We're not really raining here, or not even really drizzling. It's just kind of misty up here right now. So hopefully we'll get some rain. It's about 53 degrees here right now. But anyway, I fell into the banjo for a little while. I fell into a hole with a banjo in it, I'll put it that way. Just kind of started brushing up my chops on that thing, and I lost track of time and almost missed the 5 o'clock group. So, oh man, I had to speed it up. Anyhow, that's what's happening in Crest, California right now, and it sure is good to hear everyone. Thanks for letting me hang out with you. Let me send this over to my neighbor Phil, not too far away. N6WHK, Phil, pick it up from me, and then you can send it to Craig, W6CAW, KN6IYC.
What about K2LRP? Wasn't he checked in?
Yeah, he got skipped over.
Well, then I'll give it to him, and he can give it to CAW. Anyway, Nancy 6 Whiskey Hotel Kilo picking it up from my neighbor KN6IYC. Thank you for the help.
on the antenna. We do appreciate. We'll eventually get that thing to working. I didn't get a chance to play with it at all today. I had medical appointments, and I did get on the AM with Kevin and WB4PLI. I had to think about the call. I think I got it right. And that was fun. I didn't stay on long, but we made a couple rounds. It was enjoyable. And I did notice the difference between the loop and the coaxial antenna. The loop is noisy, and but it radiates well, and it receives well. But the problem is it receives all the solar panels around the neighborhood, it goes right over my solar panels, and my next door neighbor's solar panels are about 6 foot away from it. So it does pick up on that. And the coaxial is up on the top of my hill, and there's absolutely no noise was on it. So there you go on that. We're running the Swan 350 Delta, D104 mic, putting out about 500 watts through the Maritron amplifier, and I'm watching everything on my Yeezus 2000 meter, and everything looks very good. SWR is right where it belongs. I was thinking maybe there's a little bit of moisture might change something, but it hasn't. So I'm happy about that. And anyway, with that, I'm going to turn it over to K2RP. And K2RP is turned over to W6GAW, M6WHK.
Okay, thanks, Phil. Good to hear you guys. I haven't been on this net for a while. I didn't know whether tonight was Swan night or Collins night. I get them mixed up because I don't participate too much. I don't know why not. But anyway, I just got my KWM2 back on the air. I had a few problems. Want to make sure it sounds okay. The receiver is... you can't even turn the... if you turn the RF gain up so high all the way, it just it cuts out. So we got to back off from the RF gain. I know that's common with these. Anyway, Drake scheduled a little bit this morning. I don't know what it's doing now. We just got back from a 4-week trip a couple weeks ago, and we're trying to get everything caught up and get both eyes pointed in the same direction. But it's good to hear you all. Thanks for letting me in. And let me turn it over to, he just mentioned it. I didn't, I'm sorry, I didn't catch who it was. Whoever's supposed to pick it up, you know who you are. Thanks. K2RP.
Over to you, Craig. W6GAW.
W6CW group.
Well, the wife says I get to go to Yuma. Got that TR7 to sell that's broken, and a couple other radios, so that's the story. So, Gravy, I'm going to go do some other stuff here on W6CW.
K2, go ahead, Skip.
Okay, thank you. And good evening to all the Drake enthusiasts. From Santa Monica, this is Skip K6 Little Green Light, K6LZL. You know, if you're usually Santa Monica, you can call it rain, it's white drizzle. You know, it gets the dust washed off anyway. And the way this may be good, hopefully, and the burnt-out areas around in the Santa Monica Mountains, just slower may have a good effect on it. Some of this may get absorbed before causing landslides. Good, about to move out. We're going to Arizona now to the swamp meet. That's fantastic. Like Ron and Gold and whatever. Whoever you are, good for you. Or rather, Paul and for the BZY there. All righty. Good to to you. I'll kick it back for Charles, and probably going to do the final round here. He just got back, so, you know, doing a little shopping. We thought we'd get a break in the weather, but it still got rained on, so let's get stuck in traffic there. So, back to you there, Charles. KW6G, and the Drake net, K6 little green light.
Yeah, K6LGL, the group KW6G. Oh, I'm having a tough time with the noise up here. We're at S9 noise level, and it's pretty bad. I'm not sure I got the tail end of the list here right. Who comes after N6WHK? Can somebody tell me?
K2RP.
K2RP. Okay, very good. Okay. Then this W6CAW and then K6LGL, correct?
QSL.
Okay, thank you much. Anyway, I'll give out some signal reports here, and like I say, it's tough copy up here this evening, basically because I got some local noise. It's just it's S9, but most folks are above S9, which makes it a lot better than I got. I'm listening in on the SDR, so anyway. Let's see, KI6CSA was 5556, but we're listening to you on the SDR, Chris. 20 over for Kevin, 10 over for Paul, 5 over for Ken, 5 and 9 both for Phil and Capio, and W6CBA Roger. I didn't look at the estimator, I'm sorry, Roger. But I think you checked out. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll call you anyway. George, 10 over for Larry, 5 and 9 for Phil and Craig, and K6RP was 5-9. Although I was a little confused when they were talking, so I'll correct that on the order of things. And Skip was right at the noise level as well, 5-9. So that's my excuse. The noise level, I got some local noise level. It's just, it's raised everything for some reason. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe it's solar cells, maybe it's just wet connections on rooftops, or and the power poles up on the street about a block away from us. I don't know, but it's kind of crazy. Anyway, we had check-ins. I think we had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 check-ins, including me, which is, that's a lot for us. So we did well this evening. Thanks to everybody for your continued interest and support. It's really appreciated. And this will be our 73 rounds. We're already in here to 3:40 GMT, or 7:40 Pacific time. I think the band we're gonna lose the band here pretty soon if we don't get going. So. Let's go in the same order that we had before, and we'll see how it proceeds here. And I'll turn it over to Chris, KI6CSA. It's KW6G. Go ahead.
All right, KW6G, KI6CSA. Very good, Charles. Yeah, I got a solid copy on you down here. Like I said, conditions for me are real good. Nice and quiet. I wish it was like this all the time. Well, everybody have a good rest of the week. We'll hear some of you guys on Skip's Swan net, I'm sure. Yuma sounds like a lot of fun, but that's right around Valentine's Day, so I don't know how I'd swing that. Jeff said that I should tell my wife I'm getting her a gift. I don't think that'll work. But Jeff will be back by then. And he might go, he said. So anyway, that'd be cool. He said he's never been. So, and George and Paul and Phil, you guys have a good time over there. Let's see. I think that's it for me. I'll listen out. 7-3s, everybody. Have a good rest of the week. W6JKN. Gilroy, it is the home of Indian Motorcycle 2.0, where they tried to make a go at it and struck out. I was there to see it. I was part of it. KI6CSA.
Okay, Chris, solid copy. Yeah, I'm only running a kilowatt, so it's not a bad signal report. Thank you very much. Well, you're not doing too bad either. You're 20 over, Charles. On the 7610, I didn't mention what I was running. 7610 Mercury Lux. I have the power back down to about a kilowatt. Yeah, I heard everybody, no problem. Good signals. Tapio, good to hear you in there. And of course, from Kingman, Arizona, big signal on that Cosmos. Good sound and audio. George and Phil, Ken, everybody. Skip, good signal, Skip. I heard you just beautiful up here tonight. Glad you were able to make it. And Chris, you're not doing too shabby either. So good signals all the way around. K2RP and the others that checked in there. Good signal. So with that, I'll say 73 and get it over to Paul there, since we're on the 73 round here. K2LMQ, Kingman, Arizona, KW6JKN.
Fine. Hello, KW6JKN and the gang K2LMQ. Beautiful copy all around, no problem at all, no noise. No rain here yet, and by the way, for the last year, we haven't even had an inch of rain. We're really starved for water over here, and hoping that one of these storms that you guys up north are getting will make it down here. Charles, thank you for taking the net as always. Great to hear everybody. And like some of the other guys here, like Phil, I have been sidelined with medical situation for a while here, so that's disrupting any of my travel or him care, but I'm back now and everything's good. So 73's all the way around, and you guys have a good, safe trip, and we want to hear all about it. And over to Ken, KW1NG, K2LMQ.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Paul. Copy did just fine that time, just fine. And the band definitely is changing. You were not pegging my meter. It was only on about F40. So, you're going to have to work on that, I think. You have to do better, Anyway, very good. Well, everybody, George, we had a wonderful visit. Thank you for coming up and grabbing us a sandwich. That was wonderful. And really enjoyed our conversation, and we'll have to have many more. Very good eyeball QSO. I look forward to going over to Yuma. We're going to drive over on Thursday, my wife and I. My wife has friends there in Yuma in a mobile home park, and so she's going to visit with them. And so we'll be there Thursday, and she has a nephew also in Fortuna Foothills there, so a few miles east of Yuma. So we'll go there and visit with them, with him also. So that ought to be fun. And let's see what else. I think that's about it for me this evening. Well, Craig, if you're listening, I'm going to see what I can do with the TR4. And he had some problems with it, so they got brought back to me. So we'll see if we can take care of that. And that's about it. Look forward to everybody tomorrow night on the Collins net. It's, let's see, the first Friday. And I believe Dennis, W6GQ, will be running the show tomorrow. So 7 o'clock tomorrow on this frequency. And then, of course, if anybody cares to, join us on the Geezers at 5 o'clock. George's group. We call it the Geezers. We get together, talk about our woes of the day. It's kind of fun to get together every afternoon. Kind of a nice wrap to the work day. All right, everybody, have a great evening. It goes on now to the other call. Take it over. N6BZY, 730 KW1NG.
Okay, KW1MG, the group N6BZY. so that makes it pretty nice when I don't have all that solar panel junk coming in. Anyway, don't have anything else to impart, so everybody have a good evening. And let's see. Oh, I give it to Tapio. Up there in Washington, how's our signal going up there? KF6TY and 6BZ and a Y, 7-3.
Real fine, Paul. N6BZY, kilowatt Foxtrot 7, Tango Yankee up here in central Washington. Fantastic signal from everybody. Even here in Skip LGL, good signal. Craig and Phil and Larry and Ron, K2RP, coming in up here. So everybody's doing real well. Nice net tonight, Charles. You got a lot of check-ins. It's fun to hear all the radios and the rigs and amplifiers and everything like that. So no need for KFS for me up here. I'm listening to everybody just on the radio here. So no, I guess it's Super Bowl weekend too. So I guess some people will be watching the game on Sunday. So pregame probably starts at 6 a.m. in the morning or something. But anyway, my team didn't make it again in there. I've been waiting for my Minnesota Vikings to win a Super Bowl since 1969. But maybe one of these days. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna hunker down, stay warm up here, goof around with the radios, and maybe even work some DX. I saw ARRL sent out a DX list, so I might try to work a few. So the ones that I need. Well, 73s to everybody. I'm gonna keep it short here, and we don't want to ramble too long. Nice signals from everybody, and we'll chat again. Over to Roger, W6CVA, KF7, TY. Take it away, sir.
Roger, it's your turn.
Go ahead, QRP.
I think he's tied, Charles.
Okay, it goes to George, I guess.
Yeah, it goes to George, W6YEC, KW6G. I'm sorry, George. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. That would give Roger plenty of room. He can't complain that we didn't wait around for him. Okay. Well, it has been a big net tonight, Charles. Like I say, must have been out campaigning, getting a crew to get in here. Ron, what a joy to have you on tonight. Welcome home. I hope your eyes are pointed straight ahead now. And you have to tell him about the KWM2. I wonder if you got that from John or what the deal was on it. And sounds good. I'm enjoying mine with my 30L1. And I've had to do a little work on the 30L1. And I do need to do some work on the KWM2. In my case, the relays are not tight in their socket. I need to buy some new relays, I think. And once in a while, I don't have a signal. I just pop the top of it and it starts working. So far, it's that's my way of getting it going. It's just a little vibration throughout the chassis. Anyway, one of these days we'll get to it. And it's been busy around there with end of year, receipts for our donors, and now I got a board meeting coming up, and tomorrow that'll be behind me, and all the paperwork associated with it, and we're starting to work on some new projects, and so yeah, we're not sitting around just twiddling our thumbs. Yeah, it was a real joy to be up there today in Alpine with you, Ken, and Catherine, and all. and what have you. So, yeah, it was enjoyed fellowshipping with you there. And let's see, everybody's had beautiful signal tonight. No strain or pain on anybody. No SDR for me, just straightforward ham radio. And love it when that's the way it is. I haven't used the SDR for a long, long time. This has been a pretty good year, actually, for me anyway, down here. I've heard no signals. I haven't had to really go to the SDR, so that's always a joy. Let me look here. Skip, nice to have you in there at the tail end. I guess we'll catch you Saturday, and tomorrow night's the Collins night. Yeah, so we'll see how things go. And I'll probably be on there, maybe do it from the house. We'll see where the rain's at tomorrow night and in the morning there. So that's it down here. We've had quite a variety of radios on tonight. Cosmophone and a TS520 and of course working remote here tonight. So Skip, Skip, it's nice to have you in there, and Craig, thanks for checking in here. And I guess you're going to go over to Yuma, if I picked up right. So maybe we'll see you there. And let's see, nice to have my neighbor on there, N6BZY. And of course, my other neighbor up on the hill, Larry, and another neighbor there in La Mesa, Phil. All right, I think that's it. I'm going to say 73s. Everybody have a good evening, sleep well, and enjoy tomorrow. Friday. The end, almost the end of a week. Well, the end of a week. And boy, are they going fast. Wish they would have told me that it would go so fast, and I've taken more time before this kind of time in my life. I don't know how that would work. Anyway, everybody, be good. Let me see where I am. Larry, it's over you. You're having fun. We're having fun hearing you. KN6IYC. Pass along our regards to Debbie, if you would. That's great. KN6IYC, W6YEC. Listening clear.
All right, George. W6YEC and the Drake Collectors group tonight. Yes, I will pass that on to Debbie. Thank you, George. And yeah, everyone is sounding really good. I haven't been using KFS either. And last night the breakthrough for me was experimenting with switching the Hammerland over to upper sideband only on the AMI net and doing a little tuning and then turning the RF gain down. And so it brought all the signals to the forefront and kind of eliminated a lot of the southern boss. So that made it pretty nice to be able to do that and make for a pretty good net for sure. And yeah, George, and be sure to say hello to Becky for me too. Anyway, I just don't have too much more to add. Thanks for letting me hang out with you guys. It's really a joy for me to be able to get on with such a prestigious group of radio personalities here. So, with that, I'll send this along to my neighbor Phil, not too far from here. I couldn't hit him with a rock, but I could try. Anyway, all right, Phil, here it comes. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's going to go to you, Phil. Then, yeah, you've got this figured out. N6WHK, please pick it up from KN6IYC. 7-3, everybody.
KN6IYC, well, look out for flying rocks. N6WHK, you got elevation on me. Being up on top of that hill. Anyway, like I said, I'm running the Swan. Looking forward to Saturday. I won't be on tomorrow night. I take one night off and kick back and do different things around here. But I usually listen into the Collins net anyway.
even though I don't transmit. And it's been a pleasure talking with everybody and listening to everybody. I haven't heard a bad signal all night. Everybody is very, very loud, very distinct, very clear. So it makes it a pleasure. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say adieu. And Sathio, you're sounding good from up there in Washington. It's been a long time since I've been up in that part of the world. With that, I'm going to turn it over to my neighbor. Well, not really. He's a little bit far away. K2RP. Pick it up, sir. And 6WHK.
K2RP, you're up. This is KW6G.
He must have been one time and down.
Okay, we'll go to W6CAW. Craig and Campo is KW6G. Go ahead. W6CAW, KW6G. It's your turn, Craig. Go ahead. Okay, what about Skip? K6LGL, the group, KW6G. Go ahead.
Craig just wasn't there. Okay. KW6G and the Drakenet K6 River Green Light in Santa Monica. Very good. Good to hear. Good signal there from Tapio and all the others, except those that probably at the San Albuquerque. Hey, you still got a little rain coming in, so there's a chance you might get some there too. I know it's been dry. It's been dry here. I'm kind of glad that it's still a real rain. The thing that area of the Pacific Palisades, you know that we don't need a downpour, although it's just great mudfalls and, you know, some of this may get absorbed and may really help to clean up the place. Okay. I won't be able to check in tomorrow into the Collins Net to get some other activity planned that evening, but I'll be there Saturday for our usual swan net at 7:30 there on about this frequency. So I'll say good evening to all. Hey, keep those old brakes running and whatever else you got running. Keep those things around the air. And those of you going to Yuma, hey, have a good Thanksgiving. Enjoy it, and I hope you find and you found whatever you like and find whatever you need, wherever you want. You have to find what you need. 72s, everybody. Over to you there, Charles, and thanks for doing the net, and hey, keep a good thing going. KW6G, good night from Santa Monica, K6 Level Green Light.
Lima Julia Romeo.
Come again? Okay, this KW6G net control. We'll close the net this time. The 73s, everyone. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you again next week. Same time, same frequency. It's KW6G 73s, and we're going to be clearing it out.
Thank you, Charles. 73 K2LMQ.
Good evening, Paul. Have a good one.